What is going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to another Warhammer community update. I haven't done one of these for a while, and this is regarding chapter focus Dark Angels. Now I'm choosing Dark Angels because I love Dark Angels. They are one of my armies, and this Terminator Deathwing guy here, or whatever, is typically iconic of how I view them as a chapter. That's the kind of the image that comes to my mind. So we've got a chapter focus of Dark Angels. So with them being one of my main armies, I'm naturally very interested in this update. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Now, as you know, this is where I read out the update from the Warhammer community website. For those of you on smaller devices, I read it out so you don't have to squint at the screen or anything. Or some of you just don't have the time, perhaps, or for whatever reason. Now, as it says, the Dark Angels are coming, and they're bringing with them new units. Very exciting, very excited for that indeed. New stratagems and more that'll catch them up with their Codex compliant brethren. Excellent. Codex Dark Angels is absolutely packed with new content, and we thought we'd show you some of the most exciting stuff you've got to look forward to, starting with their army-wide special rule. The Dark Angels have an army-wide rule ability equivalent to chapter tactics, which helps them keep their elite units from breaking in the face of a poor morale test, as well as aiding the shooting power of the entire army. So, Grim Resolve. The stalwart descendants of the Lion are renowned for their unshakable resolve, enduring tenacity and strict fire discipline in battle. You can re-roll, this is what it means, you can re-roll all hit rolls of 1 for this unit whenever it shoots, including when firing Overwatch. Hey, that's pretty sweet. So long as it did not move in its prior movement phase. In addition, this unit can never lose more than 1 model as the result of any single failed morale test. Well, that's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. That sounds like a good update or an upgrade or whatever you want to call it. It sounds good. I like it. Now, Grim Resolve is great for units of Terminators in particular. You'll be free to take 10-man squads without having to worry about the cost of morale. Meanwhile, Hellblasters are even deadlier, as re-rolling ones helps them avoid slaying themselves with a bad roll to hit. There are all sorts of stratagems to benefit your army, from Codex Space Marines, standbys like Killshot and Flak Missile, to more esoteric options based around the unique ways in which the Dark Angels go to war. One command point: weapons from the Dark Age. So you can use this, like Dark Angel Stratagem. Although the secret to mastering the containment of plasma energies has been lost, it was not always so. So obviously, re-rolling ones going back for shooting, great when you're using plasma. Right, use this stratagem just before a Dark Angels unit from your army attacks in your shooting phase. Increase the damage characteristic of that unit's plasma weapons by 1 until the end of the phase. For the purpose of this stratagem, a plasma weapon is any weapon profile whose name includes the word plasma, e.g. plasma pistol, plasma talon, plasma incinerator, etc. Weapons from the Dark Age is the perfect stratagem to pair with your plasma armed units, whether they're company veterans with plasma guns, Hellblasters, or Raven Wing Black Knights armed with plasma talons. One of the most thematic stratagems in the book is Hunt the Fallen, which makes for some exciting narrative hooks in your games. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Another command point, one command point, Hunt the Fallen. Dark Angel stratagem: there are no lengths that the Dark Angels will not go to ascertain the whereabouts of the Fallen. Yeah, we know they're pretty obsessed with that, so right. Use this stratagem at the start of the battle. Select an infantry character in your opponent's army. That model is suspected to know the whereabouts of a Fallen, but will not give up its secrets easily. Increase the model's attacks characteristic by 1 but rerolled failed hit rolls for attacks. Rerolled failed hit rolls for Dark Angels that target it in the fight phase. In addition, reroll failed charge rolls for Deathwing and Ravenwing units that declare a charge against that model. Hunt the Fallen gives one character in the enemy army an additional attack, representing their fierce desire to keep the secrets of the Fallen safe. Okay, glad I read that bit. But in return, allows your Dark Angel units attacking them to reroll failed hits, as well as giving your Deathwing and Ravenwing a re-rollable charge. This is superb for making a deadly strike in the first turn with a unit of Deathwing Knights. So that could be used to good effect, narratively speaking, I feel. So especially if you're playing a campaign and you have an end goal in sight, as maybe locating a batch of fallen. That's, let's say, a batch, a unit, a bunch of units, who knows, whatever. Speaking of the Deathwing, there's plenty in the new codex for fans of the first company of the Unforgiven. Most excitingly, you can now clad your Deathwing in Cataphracti and Tartarus armor, the former providing nigh unparalleled durability for your units, and the latter allowing for greater mobility. Okay, so we've got another one now. Fortress of Shields, another command point. Dark Angel stratagem: by locking their storm shields together, the warriors of the Deathwing can ward off even the most determined of attacks. Cool. So, use this stratagem at the start of any fight phase. Select a Deathwing unit from your army that contains at least 3 models equipped with storm shields. Your opponent must subtract 1 from all wound rolls made against that unit until the end of the phase. Nice. There's still plenty of good reasons to take your standard Deathwing troops. The Fortress of Shields, for instance, turns the already durable Deathwing Knights into a nigh impenetrable wall of ceramite. Dun dun dun! Look at that! Look. That's cool. That really is cool. This means that enemies will never wound you on better than a 3+, and will usually be wounding on a 5+ or worse. Pretty awesome, right? Finally, Deathwing Dreadnoughts and Land Raiders are back thanks to a new stratagem with Inner Circle. Powerful units like the Contemptor Dreadnought, which is now finally available to the Dark Angels, will be able to benefit from the nearby presence of Deathwing Ancients and Belial. So, Inner Circle, 1 command point. Dark Angel stratagem: those who enter the Unforgiven's deepest circles of knowledge will never relinquish the hunt. Use this stratagem before the battle. Select a Dark Angels Master, Dark Angels Dreadnought, or Dark Angels Land Raider from your army. That model gains the Deathwing keyword and the Inner Circle ability. Page 74 for the duration of the battle. Nice. The new codex was also an opportunity for the design studio to work out how the Dark Angels are structured in the wake of the Ultima founding. As you may know, most Space Marine companies now have 2 lieutenants that serve alongside the company captain. In the Dark Angels, this has been expanded to include the Ravenwing, the legendary all-mounted second company of the Unforgiven. Ravenwing lieutenants are known as Talon Masters, and they serve alongside Samael, I don't know how you pronounce it, or his successor equivalent. With specially modified land speeders on the tabletop, these guys are pretty nifty. With a twin heavy bolter and a twin assault cannon, they've got a punishing number of shots, particularly with Samael providing rerolls to hit, and they also help the rest of your army excel, removing cover saves from nearby enemies and providing your Dark Angels with rerolls of 1s to wound. Now that's pretty sweet all round. Nice picture. Nice. This is already pretty awesome before we factor in the many powerful warlord traits and relics of Caliban available to Dark Angels characters. Our favourite combo is the Huntsman Warlord trait and the Lion's Roar relic. Together you'll be able to shoot characters out of the units they're supporting. Pretty sweet. Looking forward to that. Brilliant Strategist, on the other hand, is a perfect fit for a more cerebral Dark Angels player. You'll be able to get your command points back on a 5+, and you'll effectively get a free command reroll once per game to boot. Brilliant strategist. The commanders of the Dark Angel share a measure of their Primarch's vaunted strategic brilliance. Once per battle, if your warlord is on the battlefield, you can reroll a single hit roll, wound roll, damage roll, or saving throw. In addition, if your army is battleforged, roll a d6 each time you use a stratagem. On a 5+, you gain 1 command point. How sweet is that? Nice encouragement to go battle forged. Finally, for your librarians, from Ezekiel to your Primaris reinforcements, there are 3 new psychic powers to take advantage of using some nasty leadership based mechanics. One trick you can pull off is using Mind Wipe to drop the stats on an enemy character before following up with a deadly trephination attack. Sounds cool. Grim. You'll be able to renew your hunt for the Fallen with these new weapons very soon. Make sure to pre-order your Dark Angels Codex this weekend. Pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet. I mean, I've got to get my acting in gear next year for updating my books and so on. Obviously, I'm going to be starting with Tyranids, but Dark Angels will definitely be on the list to get. So this all sounds very interesting. I'm sure we'll see some wonderful reviews and in-depth reviews of it when it comes out. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Remember, all brushes lead to war, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.